My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens and BlackSeriesEdition.com. Trying to get this stand to fit just right here. Um, yeah, so still working at a few things. We're getting some things done. We have a lot of progress that's going through. And on top of that, we've got some very interesting offers. Also, too, on top of that, there's some major projects we're working on. One of them actually involves some business contacts in Dubai, which is actually pretty cool, especially for the window technology. The window technology is getting a lot of interest. The mapping technology is getting a lot of interest for all different forms of ways that people can utilize the technology when doing all sorts of interesting projects without it costing them thousands and thousands of dollars. This is why I explain to people at the end of the day that if you typecast yourself for just doing wall projections every day, you're basically belittling your product. Literally, you have to be able to think outside the box because there are a lot of people who think outside the box at the end of the day. So that floor technology, that ceiling technology, is getting quite noticed because this is something that they can put into the hotel lobbies and casinos and businesses and stuff like that. The ceiling technology has application for restaurants, and we've already acquired a couple of major contracts for putting this technology in these particular areas. So sites getting noticed, which I'm happy about it. The time we put in to build and to design something different with the Black Series site, also too with the Crystal Ridge site. Another update too, we had a few people send us email inquiries about the Crystal Age, expecting to go on to Crystal Age and seeing black technology. You won't see it there. This is where I'm putting updates on the site. The Crystal Age site basically sells silver technology. Actually, we have a new high grade silver coming out for Crystal Edge. It's going to be really, really interesting what this stuff can do. It's going to have the ability to be able to maintain contrast, not black levels, because only black screens can do that, but it's going to be a very interesting version of silver that we're working on. But it has all our silver technology and gunmetal technology attached to that page. If you want the black technology, you go to the Black Series. That's what that page customized in. We're going to be to cover all bases. But I'm glad we did go out and do the test demonstrations and things that had to be done. Actually, I got that quite a bit from people who came. We're looking at the site. They were really fascinated that we did all those tests on the products. And that also too builds the confidence with customers, knowing that how easy, number one, is to apply our technology, because we have something called fast and easy, or easy and fast, one of them, where it shows you how easy it is to apply the application. This is why I try to, even though we have people at the end of the day, like I said, we have to deal with it online and offline. We have to deal with haters, but try to give you a little bit of advice in business. I have been around longer than both of you guys combined. And again, I can't express it enough that a four-code application, they won't touch it at all, period. If I went to any one of the establishments and say, hey, look, it takes 4 codes to do this, majority of most of them are going to walk away from it because, again, it's a headache. They're not going to bother with it. You're going to have serious, very serious paperwork done, and you're going to have to back that product. Anything you see on camera is going to have to be backed up. Can't go out there saying this, can't go out there saying that. They don't believe that nonsense. Then you're going to have to back it up. So even though we did countless demonstrations, sometimes demonstrations aren't enough. I have to walk in and do paint on demonstrations, and I've done tons of them on camera that you can't even count. To a point, I can go into a zone, the Maxar zone, and I can paint screens and have them produced in there on 1,000 projectors and so forth. But if you're typecasting projectors to be in certain environments, to use with certain machines, you're not going to make it. That's what's going to happen. So I'm glad we did everything by the book, and it's making things a lot more easier. Today, we're doing updates on the site. I had to be at the post office. That was another thing, too. I went to the post office yesterday, dropped off packages for the customers. That was fantastic. Post office is not that far from here, which means I don't have to rely on the postal workers, which is one of the biggest headaches I had at the other house. A major headache at the other house. It was a nightmare in COVID. Just trying to get someone to come by, pick up the packages that are already paid for, that are already scheduled, and drop them off, which became a nightmare. Here, I got the freedom of will to basically just take a luxury lift or just walk around the corner and just take the walk and just drop them off. And I love it. So I got to go to the post office today to drop off more packages today. So this makes our ship out time a lot faster. And because the post office isn't that far away, and right where the complexes are, and I figure out which one I want, because that's another issue too. On top of that, I got an appointment coming up very soon to go to do a walkthrough, and now I'm not even sure which one I want to move to, because when I got down there, I was like, oh, what's that? And that's what triggered it. So there's another one that has a huge, massive balcony. Oh, the balcony's gorgeous. The only problem I have is Taco over here likes to jump off stuff, so that kind of freaks me out that we might not get the balcony because of him. But either way, the other ones that my sister was showing me around, the different ones they have. This way, one over here, one over here, one little farther next to the park. Do you know I have a whatchamacallit, like a sports center right next to one of them, which I mean like where they have major games at. I'm like, wow. So it's pretty crazy. I love it down here. So now I'm kind of like confused, like which one I want. So I'm holding off. This gives me time to be with my family, which I haven't seen in many years. I'm happy I'm getting some time to be with them. Get out of the house and walk around, which is something I've not been able to do. Yesterday was my first time leaving the house on my own and walking around. For some people, they may think at the end of the day, may think, oh, that's nothing new. When you have an illness where you have a psychological damage, where basically you're terrified to walk and be around people, it's a big thing. When you're able to walk out and conquer that, it's a big thing. For some people, they think it's funny, it's a joke. You know, it's people seriously have these illnesses where they're trapped inside. It's called agoraphobic. I think that's what it's called, where they just can't leave outside. You're a prisoner within your own home. And then having the lung disease and dealing with the COVID and all that, yeah, that, whew, man, that started a nightmare for me. But like I said, at least I got a lot of work done in the process. But again, at 54 years old, and again, life travels so fast, you know, you don't want to lose all that and turn around one day and you're in your 90s and you did nothing because you were just trapped. So I'm glad. So a few things you're going to see popping up on camera. I hunt. So I am definitely going hunting. There is a huge, massive amount of woods in this particular area, and they do hunt. So I am definitely doing some hunting, airsoft. I'm definitely doing that. Go-karting, definitely doing that. They have a parachute jump out here. Ooh, yes, I am definitely doing that. I'm going to have a ball out here. Yeah, I've already lined up my schedules on things I'm going to be doing when I'm not working, and paintballing. They got paintballing up here. Oh my goodness. I haven't done airsoft yet. I'm interested in doing that. So I got to go out and I got to go to a weapon shop and start picking up my stuff, getting ready, get armor, whatever I need to go have some fun. Oh man, if they have it, we can parachute in. That would be sick. If you can parachute into your drop point, that'd be crazy. But anyway, so this is some of the stuff I'm going to be taking advantage of while I'm down here. Oh, yes, they're having Renaissance Fair. I'm definitely going to be there. I'm probably going to have black armor. I love it when it's a night. So I haven't been doing one in a while. So a whole group of my friends are going. Um, because I am applying for a corporate license for the company, because this would make it a lot easier for me to ship things out, like motorized projection screens, you know, stuff that costs us a lot of money to ship out because we don't have certain, you know, perks. This will give us perks. Now, a friend of mine has some connections with luxury tour buses, which we can get that on a company account with no problem once we get everything set up. And then it's where I can take friends and family if we're going to basically like amusement parks or whatever. Now, keep in mind, you can't mark it off as a company trip. That will get you in trouble, a lot of trouble. You have to pay for those expenses out of your pocket. What some people will do is, and it'll get them a lot of trouble, is they'll take a luxury bus. It'll be on business time and business money, and they'll write it off as a business expense. This can get you in a lot of trouble with the IRS. Seriously, don't do that kind of stuff today. Take the money out of your pocket or save for it and do it out of your own pocket instead of going to jail for something dumb. That's what people do. They go on these lavish trips and they go here and they say, oh, it was a business expense. It was never a business expense. It was you going around having fun. Don't do that. Besides, it's dishonest. You shouldn't do that. Can't expect for God to bless your business and you're basically stealing and doing stuff like that. It doesn't work that way. So yeah, really excited the way things are working out. Today we're doing business cards today. Business cards, brochures, stuff like that. So I can walk into a few of these establishments and basically start passing out our business cards. We're still waiting for the copyrights to come back for the official labels. Once they land, we can start, excuse me, working with the graphic designer on making the official wraparound containers. And then I have to still figure out exactly what containers we actually will be using because, again, the machine that we're going to be using to process the orders, which is a machine that pours the formula into a vat and that puts into a system that dispenses the products into containers, is a press that comes down to snap the lid in. We have to make sure the containers can actually don't get crushed in the process. Plastic ones, I don't think they're going to work, which I got to call in about that to see if the plastic ones will work over the metal. I'd prefer to have the plastic. And they got to work. I mean, I see plastic paint containers, and they're pretty sure they're not doing that by hand. They got a machine doing it, so it has to be something that basically allows enough pressure to be the lock in place, would be really nice. Truthfully, I'd rather have my own containers custom designed. Something with a screw lock on it would be much better. This is the kind of stuff I got to ask when I'm basically looking at this machinery they got down there. So we're definitely going to need warehouse space. We're going to need office space. We need forklifts. We're going to need wrapping equipment, major wrapping equipment, all that stuff. So what I'm doing right now, this allows me to be able to get my work done. I got a work area where I can work at and process my orders and get everything out there and get my customers taken care of, so that's good. The larger scale, I am going to have to get the place and figure out which one I want, get the place, and then from there I start looking for commercial property. I just need a small warehouse, nothing really big, something where I can process orders. That one clicked out. Where are we at? I got two keyboards in here running at the same time. There we go. So that's what I have to do. So the safety material data codes are extremely important because, again, I'm operating a chemical. It doesn't make a difference if I say it's water-based. I have to prove that it is actually water-based. So those symbols will be on the sides of the dumpster sitting outside of the of our facility. Now, for those people probably thinking like, I can just climb into the dumpster and figure out what's in it. No, that's not stripped down and cleaned. You won't be to reckon. There'll be a bunch of black containers and they're all stripped and cleaned out. Got a machine coming in to do that, to filter and clean them out. But anyway, well, with that being said, just giving you some fast updates. I got to jump on the computer and I got paperwork to fill out. And we also got a major distributor contract coming up for probably in a couple months. So by then, all the paperwork will be finished and finalized. Anything else? I think it's some other stuff. Well, we're definitely going to be doing outdoor events. With the park I was walking around in, that's fantastic for outdoor events for our inflatable black screens. And did see a couple of very large open areas for sitting grounds, which we're going to be setting up portable screens and a RetroPie system so people can go back there and we can game on the retro screens with their company's logo attached to it and information. All right, well, gotta go. I gotta go over to VistaPrint and I gotta start working on my business cards. That being said, hope you enjoyed the update. We are processing orders and getting them taken care of out the door. Took us a little bit to get basically settled in, but now everything's about settled in for the first time. I'm gonna go settle in for the second time. I'm going to be still processing orders as always. Thank you all for the support. I really appreciate it. And of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for always blessing us with amazing technology and blessing us to get here safely. All right, gotta go, and God bless.